Hey YouTube, the topic of gun control has come up a lot since the Sandy Hook shootings. It's been on the news all the time, every night. It's a conversation at the dinner table, at school. Piers Morgan's always yelling at somebody over gun control. You can't avoid the conversation. I'm making this video to express my thoughts and opinions on the matter, as well as the Second Amendment and things of that nature. So, for starters, let's go with very basics. What is the Second Amendment? Got it right here. Heritage Guide to the Constitution. It's a really good book if you're into American history and stuff. So, Second Amendment. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So, it basically says, we have the right to bear arms, but it says, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So that basically says, all gun restriction shouldn't be there. I mean, it should not be infringed. For the security of a free state. If you want to be a free state, if you want to be free, people need to be willing to take up arms and defend it. So, my take on gun control. Obviously, we have a problem with violence, right? I mean, I live in Connecticut, so obviously Sandy Hook is in Connecticut. I mean, everybody in the state felt the effects. It's an awful, awful event. But I don't think that restricting guns or banning certain firearms is going to solve the problem. It's not. It never has, and it never will. So a lot of politicians and people have been saying that we need to ban assault weapons and large capacity magazines. I disagree with that 100%. And I'll tell you why. There's two main reasons why we shouldn't ban assault weapons and large capacity magazines. The first is simply, it's unconstitutional. The reason why we have the Second Amendment is to restrict oppressive government. If the government at any level, local, state, or federal, violates your rights as a citizen, we are supposed to have the ability to organize ourselves and arm ourselves to, restrict them, to fight back equally with, equal strength as they have. That's the cold, hard truth. I know it's dirty and nasty, but that's why we have the Second Amendment, so that if, let's say the state government, took your property or was a threat to you or was violating your rights, you have the ability to organize, arm yourself, and, fight back. I know it sounds crazy and, nasty and bad, but that's the truth. That's the only way that you can restrict an oppressive government, and the Founding Fathers understood that. If you've ever read any of the journals by Ben Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, things like that, they blatantly state that. So, weapons can't be restricted and banned because that just gives the government more power over the people, and it's supposed to be the opposite in this country. We're supposed to have power over the government. The second reason is very, very simple, and I don't know why anyone hasn't said this before. People have always given these long, complicated, answers on TV. The reason why people want assault weapons, why people need assault weapons, is because they offer the best protection. It's common sense. You want the best protection for your family and yourself. Duh. An assault rifle is going to give you that protection. We live in the 21st century, all right? Thugs and criminals and whoever don't go around with knives and say, stick them up. Okay? People have weapons just as advanced as us. Shotguns, rifles, pistols, automatics, you name it, people have it everywhere. Gangs, criminals, drug dealers, the cartel, anyone, is people in general have advanced weapons. The only way to defend yourself from those is with more advanced weapons. Somebody breaks into your house, and they have a shotgun, and you have an assault rifle, you're going to win. If someone has a hunting rifle, you have an assault rifle, you're going to win. If they have a pistol, a taser, a machete, whatever, and you have an assault rifle, you're going to win. As simple as that. People want the best protection they can get. And as soon as Colt or Bushmaster or whoever comes out with an even better weapon that's better than an assault rifle, people are going to buy that too. It's simple as that. People want the best protection they can get. Because I'm sick and tired of Piers Morgan and the vice president and all these other people go on TV and showing these pictures of these big, bad military weapons and saying, why does anyone have a need for that? People have a need for that because they want to be protected from anything. Okay? Simple as that. So, that is my opinion. Agree, disagree, I don't care. You can have your own opinion. But, that is what I believe. I don't think that we should ban assault weapons or large capacity magazines. On the same note, I guess if you really wanted to get technical, I don't think there should be restrictions on weapons, period. I mean, you should have to have a license, proper training, okay? You don't just want these, uneducated rednecks running around with, like, automatic weapons or anything. But this is America, land of the free, home of the brave. You should be able to own whatever kind of weapon you want as long as you're responsible and it's licensed. I don't think there should be any restrictions. A lot of people disagree with me. I respect that. You can have your own opinion. But I'm just saying, this is what I believe. Given a little fact, it's a known fact that places with less gun restriction have less crime. It's common sense. Someone's not going to want to break into your house or take your car if they know that you have a gun. I mean, that's all it boils down to, really. So I think the idea that banning assault weapons and large capacity magazines is a very bad idea because, I mean, like I said, it's not going to do anything really except give the government more power over you. And it's just a really bad decision. Constitutionally, on a personal level, it's not going to end well. Just leave it at that. I know that, like, people say, when the Constitution was written, it was a different time, different problems, things like that. Technically, things were a little bit simpler back then. There was only, like, 3 kinds of guns. Pistols, muskets, and cannons. That was it. It's a lot of different kind of firearms now. People say that the Constitution is outdated, it needs to be updated. Firearms have advanced so much that, we have to have more restrictions and things like that on them. Not really. Not really. I mean, sure, at a quick glance, it seems like that, but the main theory behind it is the same. You need an armed populace that can restrict oppressive government. If you look, I mean, the great thing about living in the 21st century is we have thousands of years of history to reflect on and see things that other countries did wrong so that we don't do those things. If you look at every oppressive government in history, basically, one of the first things I did was restrict people's weapons, or take away people's weapons, and take away, basically, their First Amendment rights, their free speech and freedom of the press, things like that. Nazi Germany in, I want to say, 1925 or something like that, they took away people's firearms and people's right to freely express themselves, to silence the people, to take away their ability to fight back, so that when some radical like Adolf Hitler takes over, no one can stand up to him. The Soviet Union did the same exact thing in the 1920s or 30s, I think. Communist China did when Chairman Mao took over. Vietnam did, right, with Ho Chi Minh. North Korea did. Cuba with Fidel Castro confiscated people's weapons. Even way back in the day, like the French monarchs back in the Dark Ages, one of the first things they did when they took power was they took people's weapons. Granted, that was like swords and battle axes and stuff back then, but they took people's weapons because it took away people's ability to fight back. And that's the thing, if you want to be a free country, if you want to live in a free state, people need to be armed so that they can defend themselves and the Constitution. It's as simple as that. I'm not a gun freak, alright? I don't even, myself and my family, we don't own any firearms. Simple as that. I mean, I have a paintball gun, but I don't think that counts. We don't have any firearms, but I still support the Second Amendment, I don't think there should be any firearm restrictions, because I believe 100% in the Constitution. I mean, I'm not some crazy radical, but this is what I think. Uh, you know, I believe in freedom, basically. I mean, a constitutionalist. Should be simple as that. So, taking away people's assault weapons and large capacity magazines is a very, very bad idea on every level. So, that's my opinion. Believe what you want, but leave some comments, leave some feedback. I'd love to know what you guys think. Maybe make a few more videos. Who knows? So, just food for thought. Well, until next time.